Hello everyone, welcome back to the Let's Play series. My name is Nuvola and I hope you're having a great day. We're starting at Lido's Mill today because already 2 episodes ago I got a suggestion by one of you guys to change out some of the hay bales or composters in the field right here for Scarecrows, because it should break up the pattern a little bit. I think that's a great suggestion, so today we're starting off with that. I already created some on the field, think about 5 or 6. This should be the last one. And because I want to encourage you guys to give me tips and ideas for the world, I'm going to name this last Scarecrow to the person who suggested them to me. I hope that's okay by you, Merlejohn, and I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for the suggestion and welcome to the world. From now on, you are Merlejohn the Scarecrow. I hope you like it. Welcome to the world, man. From now on, you'll be overlooking Lido's Mill from out here. Hope you enjoy the view, and I hope that you take good care of it. Let me just fix that patch of land real quick. There we go. Get rid of this one. Yeah, so Merlejohn, enjoy the view. We, however, are gonna go somewhere else, because today we won't be spending too much time near Lido's Mill. Because, as you may remember, in the last episode we got rid of the raiders. All of the pillagers are gone from the outpost and we burned down the woodland mansion. It should be a lot safer now around our starting area. So we can cross this off the list. There we go. And what does that mean for today? Well, today we are going to build an iron farm. You may have noticed that I switched out this sign that stated that we should raid an ancient city earlier. Well, we won't be doing that for a while. I haven't found one of those. So instead, I want to build an iron farm. And by doing that, I'm going to add another chapter to the story. So, let me grab some stuff and let's head down into the underground. Because today we'll be spending a lot of time there. I have a very specific place in mind for this iron farm of ours. Ooh, I always get a little bit dizzy when I'm inside of this. So luckily we already lit up this place, even though I can see a zombie right there. It's gone, okay. So as mentioned, most of the cave is lit up. Maybe not up there, but that's not too much of an issue. There we go. The fact that this is all lit up opens up the entire space for us to utilize. Oh, there you are. Take this to the face. So I suggest you kind of get used to this view for now, because the next 1, 2, maybe even 3 episodes are probably gonna be down here, as I'm planning to transform the entire place to our industrial area. Well, clearly we have some Endermen griefing this place as well. I might need to get a mod or something for that, because I don't like that. Anyway, you may have noticed this big rock in the middle here. And that is going to be the place where the iron farm is gonna go. It's a centerpiece straight in the middle of the cavern, and it just provides the ultimate place to spawn iron golems and make them fall down into a pit of lava. It's huge, and well, right now it's pretty gray and somewhere reddish from the granite. But in due time, this is going to be completely transformed. As mentioned, we are working on the big rock in the middle right there. Eventually, I want this whole place to feel alive. So, for example, we have minecarts going from left to right, from down to up. And now that the copper golem is going to be in the game, maybe we can incorporate it into some of the farms that we're going to create here. Have the copper golems run around, collect items for us. I'm not entirely sure if that's possible, but we'll see once they're in the game. Now that we're here, let's make our way in so that we can create some room for villagers that will spawn the iron golems for us. Oh, that seems like water. Like a lot of water. Okay, that's a lot of water. That's gonna make this a lot harder to do, to be honest. Gonna take a lot more time. How far does this go? Okay, it's becoming quite small, quite fast. That's not too bad. Oh man, I wish I had access to sponges already. But I haven't raided an ocean monument just yet, and I'm not feeling like doing that today, so... I need to find another way to drain this area. I've got a lot of dirt, so I think I'm gonna grab that and use the dirt to fill this entire space. While I do that, you enjoy the music. See you in a bit. Okay, so I drained all of the water. Now we have a dry, well, rock, I guess, for our iron farm. However, we'll need to make sure that if iron golems spawn, that they won't spawn up there next to the big rock. So I want to make sure that they always spawn on top of the place where I want them to spawn, so that I can direct them away to a place where they need to go and fall into lava, because that's the end goal. Okay, so that's taken care of. Now I need to create some space inside of that rock to house some villagers. So the nice thing about filling all of this with dirt is that it's not very hard to get rid of, so creating room for the villagers shouldn't be that much of an issue. Now, what do I need? I need some beds, I need some water buckets and some fence gates. Other than that, I should be fine. I'll get back to you once I'm done. Okay, so I decided to dig out 2 rooms so that we can have double the amount of iron golems to spawn. 5 beds in each chamber, and these are just about far enough away from each other to have them spawn iron golems above each chamber. So it's not considered one village, but 2 villages, if that makes sense. This only works in Java, by the way. It doesn't work in Bedrock this way. But this should be getting us 2 iron golems every, let's say, 30 seconds to a minute or so. Iron golems should spawn on top of villager rooms where there right now isn't any water, but there will be after I added the villagers. The golems will be transported towards the middle, where they will fall down into another water stream, which will transport them to the eventual hole where they fall down into a pit of lava. Anyway, to get the iron farm operational, I will need to go and get some villagers, so that's up next. For this, I had to create a way all the way from Leto's mill to this area and use minecarts to transport them into a hole and drop them all the way down into the iron farm. So most of the villagers are in there already. The easy thing about this villager breeder is that I only need to add some minecarts, push the button. There we go. 2 more villagers on their way to the farm. It's a pretty long way though, will take some time. So, welcome back. We've got 10 villagers up in the rooms, and as you can see, there are already iron golems spawning and dying in a lava pit down here. We already got half a stack of iron and some poppies, so we're operational. It's actually working. It's really nice. The golems seem to be falling down about every 30 seconds or so, but sometimes one gets stuck, as you can see right here. And because it gets stuck right next to the villagers, no new ones will spawn. So I need to find a way to fix this. Let me just try and fix that, and I'll get back to you once I did. Because right now this apparently is not 100% efficient and working right now. I just lost a couple of ingots and I really need those. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've been adding some stairs to the ends of the water stream to make sure that they don't get stuck there. And I replaced the walls for fences to make sure that they travel towards the middle. All I'm doing now is trying to make them fall straight away down into the pit instead of the extra water stream bringing them to the front. But oh, okay, let's get out. Let's get out. Nearly died there. Anyway, I'm gonna fix the farm. In the meantime, let me tell you a story about this farm. The story starts at Leto's mill, where Leto and Zeus have been creating a bunch of babies. Those babies are now all grown up and they are ready to move out. So, they are going to find their own place to settle down. Now, of course, the pillagers are gone, at least for now. But they still had to travel alongside big ravines. They had to endure rain and thunder, traverse difficult terrain. And during the night, they had to watch out for mobs and find shelter. This shelter is what they found down in the caves below. These 10 brothers and sisters, the initial 10, found shelter underground in the ceiling of this cave. But they were scared and they turned to prayer. They prayed that they would get a protector. And this protector came in the form of Prometheus, the Iron Golem. Whenever a villager got scared and needed protection, he was there to take care of the problem that arose. So after a while, the brothers and sisters decided that they wanted to honor Prometheus and build a huge shrine to him. Coincidentally, it also indicates the entry to their living quarters. Over time, the shrine slightly weathered, some moss grew on top of it, and to ensure that they were absolutely safe, at the top of this cavern, they decided to build a lava pit straight below the entry point to make sure that whenever a hostile mob tried to climb into their living quarters, they could push them back out and they would fall into the lava. Problem with that, however, was that Prometheus got stuck in an infinite loop where he would get summoned, he would protect the villagers, and then would fall into the pit to his death. Whilst very tragic, it's also very beneficial. Because whenever Prometheus dies, he leaves behind a vital component for us: iron. With iron, we can make hoppers, and with hoppers, we can make farms. And we can do so much more with iron. Iron is the cornerstone of society. So Prometheus, whilst protecting the initial 10, gives birth to society. And this shrine is now our iron farm. It's going to be the centerpiece of this cave, so it deserves a nice walkway. And even though the entire rock is now almost completely eroded away, took me a couple of hours, but okay. The initial 10 still live in the ceiling of this cave, still summon Prometheus, and the iron farm is working up to this day. Is it the most efficient one? Probably not, but does it have some cool tricks? Yes, it does. And yes, I did take away all of the torches just to make this cinematic shot. Anyway, let me show you around. When we walk up to Prometheus' shrine, we have a double chest at the end right here at the foot of the shrine, in which you can see blocks of iron. Almost a stack of them already, so whilst building the farm, we almost got 9 stacks of iron ingots. Now, how come that we have iron blocks here? Well, I'll show you in a second. Oh, black cat here. Let's hope it doesn't bring any bad luck. So yeah, to the back of the shrine we have this lava pit right here. And up there in the ceiling is the entry to the living quarters of the initial 10. I'm not taking Zeus, Leto, Marco and Poto into account of course, but they'll fit into the story some other way. It will all make sense someday. Maybe we can catch Prometheus falling out of the sky today? No, I just looked away. That's too bad. That's Prometheus right there. When he ends up in the pit and stops jumping around, he sinks to the bottom where he dies, unfortunately. But beneficially transports iron down into a hopper system. We can enter the shrine at the side right here, where we will find two things. There's an item sorter and an auto crafter. And all of the items, the iron and the poppies, travel through the hopper chain right here, ending up in an auto crafter. This auto crafter, once full, creates the iron blocks and spits it into a double chest at the front of the shrine. Now it only triggers when there's 9 iron inside, and that's because of this smart second crafter on the side right here, which gives off a redstone signal to the other comparator and only triggers it once it's completely full. I got this thanks to Typeboard, because the one in the paper mill is actually not 100% efficient, because it always triggers twice. This one only fires once, creating iron blocks, not iron nuggets for example. Now on the other side right here we have an item sorter, which is sorting out, using some filter items, the poppies from the system. It automatically transfers all of those poppies into a composter, which turns it into bone meal. And we have quite a lot of space here before the barrel is completely full. I'm not planning on decorating the inside of this shrine any more than this, because let's be honest, we probably will only be here once or twice during the entire Let's Play. But there could be some more place for a bed and a crafting station perhaps. Anyway, that's PROMETHEUS Shrine, everyone. Now, there's a couple of small things that I would like to do to finish off the episode, because these initial 10 villagers need names. Because I will probably never ever be up there with them, the names won't show on screen. So I want to add them to the back of the shrine right here. And as these are the initial 10, I want to give the names of the 10 longest YouTube members that I have on the channel. Now, because this is slightly privacy sensitive, I won't be putting out the full names of these people. I just want you to know that each and every one of these has been a member for at least 1.5 years now. 18 months. That's just crazy to me. So the first and longest member of this channel is James B. I'll just call you James B. Thank you so much for being the longest member of this channel. I don't even know if you still watch my videos, to be honest, but thank you so much for your support. The same goes for Jackson B, who has been a member for 19 months, I believe. Thank you so much. Then we have Estelaria, which is a beautiful name if you ask me. Estelaria H. Then we have Mario, I think he is German, Mario D. You know who you are. Then of course we have George M. That's number 5, so we're halfway already. Number 6 is Crafted 10. I think I pronounced that correctly. Then we have Marco S. And we've got Juan M. Then we have Joachim LV. And last but certainly not least, we've got Sadris. And if I put the initials of the actual name of this person, MK, he'll know he's up there. Thank you all so much. You guys are the initial 10, the longest members of this channel. And now you are the ones keeping this world going. Not just by your contribution as a member, but by being the main, most important farm in my world. Thank you. We started this episode with the Scarecrow of Merlejean, and now we have 10 of the longest members of our community here in the world as well. Again, if you have any ideas that I should add to the world, be it as small as it may, share it in the comments down below. I read every single one of them, and who knows, maybe you'll be a part of this world as well. With that said, we're pretty much done for today. We can cross the iron farm from our list. There we go. And we can add the story of the initial tent to the book back at the hillside manor. I've added the initial tent to the book with a nice backstory. There we go. And I want to add a sign to the shrine so that every time when I walk up here it says entering Prometheus shrine. Area of 8 should be big enough. There we go, leaving Prometheus shrine. Entering Prometheus shrine. Nice. Already 75 blocks. That's filling up nicely. Iron farm is working as intended and I'm really happy with the result. That's gonna be it for now though. In the next episode we are going to use all of that iron in a bunch of farms that we are going to create around the shrine. We're gonna start terraforming the entire cave into our industrial area. So keep an eye out for that. For now, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If so, please leave a like. It definitely helps the algorithm. And yeah, stick around. Consider subscribing. I hope to see you in the next one. And have a great day. Cheers!